Danny, just a huge congratulations. What a weekend for you winning the Masked Singer. Now that you can finally talk about it.
Thank you so much. Feels amazing to finally have the news out there and everyone to be in love with Piranha. It felt great. Obviously, I couldn't see any, say anything or reply to any of the texts that I was getting from friends going, "Mate, bring your Piranha suit out," and all this. Was like, come on, man. Like it was so hard to keep the secret, and obviously my wife knew, and we kept it from our son, and he found out on the day. But yeah, it was nice seeing everyone talk about it and talk about it from a perspective of not seeing my face, not knowing where that voice is coming from, what I've done in the past, what band I'm in, all of that. It was just like, my voice is out there to be judged, to be whatever you want it to be. And, I feel quite proud that you can, that just shows the power of music and the power that's in a vocal, in a lyric, in a song, because you can make people cry dressed as a fish.
Did any of them at McFly lot get anything? Did you get any messages from them?
Yeah, well, they knew because I was on tour at the time and they had to sign NDAs and not say anything. And I was like, guys, I know we're about to go on tour, but could I potentially go and dress as a piranha and sing?
So the Piranha suit didn't come out on tour. That's a shame.
Oh, but it will do.
Well, I was going to ask, have you got the suit? Is it yours now?
The suit's upstairs. I don't keep it at home. He goes back to the Amazon, where he lives in the Amazon River, goes back to his family. But maybe we announced this morning we're doing a 21st birthday at the O2, and we had all this going on anyway, and it just adds to it that, the fact that I won this show and I won as Piranha, so I'm hoping that Piranha makes an appearance at this show, and I'll speak to the boys, but I think they're up for it, and a couple of people are already asking on socials for it, and I released a song this morning, literally. I was like, I don't know whether people want that, blah, blah, but people were asking, and in January I just got in my studio, got my head down and just recorded It's All Coming Back to Me. And yeah, this morning, I think it's number 2 on iTunes chart right now, so which is crazy. Everything's mad.
When you touch me like this and you hold me like that, I just have to admit that it's all coming back to me.
Did your family have any inkling at all? I mean, obviously your wife knew, but the kids or anyone outside of that, did they kind of guess that it might be you?
We had an influx of people, and it was kind of like staggered, like to the point where closer friends watched it and gone, oh my God, why haven't I thought? Because it was when other people said, is that Danny? And then they listened and then they would text. But no, it was so hard to keep a secret, because you'd get a text going, oh my God, are you Piranha? And I'm like, what am I meant to say? If I said yes, it's going to spoil the show for you, which I'm not allowed to say anyway. So it was a real funny, I basically was ignorant all from October. So sorry, from when the show started in January to Feb, I was just ignoring everyone. Literally. Went off social media even because I couldn't hack it.
The secrecy behind this show is absolutely wild. Like, what was the craziest thing you did to kind of keep it a secret? Because obviously you're covered head to toe while you're there, but also not being able to tell anyone. What was kind of the hardest part about keeping that secret?
The hardest part, I think, was walking out of my house in full disguise, saying, don't speak to me. And I think once the police stopped and thought I was nicking a car or something, because I was like literally dressed in all black with a visor on, balaclava on. The police literally slowed down and I just went, mate, it's okay, I'm doing a TV show, so it was walking out of my house like that, which was hard, because I was just like, please, no neighbours see me. Please, nobody see me. Because once I was in the car, I was straight to the studio, and then security gets you in. But leaving my house to getting in my car was probably the hardest bit, because that was when even though you're disguised, you're the most exposed, because your neighbours are like, what's that guy coming out of Danny's house, Yeah, it looks a bit weird.
Suspicious neighbourly looks, yeah. I mean, you mentioned it previously, but what's the sort of thing you're going to take away from this whole experience? Because it is so unique in its idea. Like, what's the one thing you're going to take away? The one memory you're going to take away?
There's lots. There's so many I think the team that you work with there are amazing. The vocal coach was amazing, Anna. I always mention her. She was amazing. She got me singing a tone higher than I've ever sung before. She understood my voice, which is not often the case. Just getting into the outfit and becoming Piranha was one of my favourite moments. Being a secret behind there and people not knowing you is kind of a cool feeling, and you get to play that role, and I embrace that. I think people's reaction you never get tired of. I know you asked for one memory, but I've got lots of fond ones. I think people's reaction is amazing. I think that knowing that nobody knows where that voice is coming from, and understanding, like Tom did an amazing post the other day, and it was just so nice to hear that he was like, we've been trying for years in McFly to say how good Danny is, and it takes him to dress up as a fish to realise how underrated he is.
Yeah, that's so lovely. I was going to ask, actually, because you mentioned working with a vocal coach, but as a singer and as whose voice we've listened to, you know, for 20 years now, I mean, did you have to do anything in particular or learn anything in particular to be able to do this? Because obviously we know you so well. Did you almost feel like that in itself was a challenge too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was on I was in deep rehearsals for a tour, and I was about to go on tour. The day The Masked Singer finished, I was out on tour 2 days later, I had my first show. And normally we look after ourselves, and we as we've got older as a band, we've got more healthier and we look after ourselves. But this was next level. This was like, I have to be top of my game right now. And I think that's what it's pushed me to be, is you can always do better you can always do better than you think you can. I've never missed a show in my life, and I hope I never will as I get older, because I think as we get older, we've got to look after ourselves a bit more. I'm talking like I'm an old man. I know I'm not an old man yet, but I'm preparing for it.
So it's quite a big impact then, really.
Oh, God, I chatted on there, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh, I love it though. It's made such a big impact, and I think that's probably something that people don't realise is actually, like, now you've got this experience going forward, it's made like an impact on your career, really.
Yeah, I think seeing people's reactions is like, it's incredible. It's like when you have a new album out and people love it, or come to the show and come to a tour, but to capture, I think what's great about the costumes and the Masked Singers, it captures kids as well, and it captures their imaginations, and it makes, you know, it creates awareness for your band and what band I'm in, and how much we take our craft and our art seriously, you know? Craft, you know what I mean? Art.
It is. Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Danny, thank you so much for your time. That's all the time we have. I really, really appreciate it. And just well done again. What an amazing run.
Thank you so much.
It's been fantastic watching you. Thank you so much. And thank you.